Hey, boys and girls, we are live.
Look at the sun.
Yeah, look at the poor sun. Does everybody see the beautiful blocked out sun? Where is he? I hear the neighbor. Oh, there he is. Well, I don't necessarily know. That would have made a difference, would it?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's supposed to have been all over your house. Had the wind blowing up the way.
And I come outside, and I thought I just stepped into California.
No, we control burn this. That in California don't let you burn it. Then when it does catch a fire, all hell breaks loose. We don't have 100-mile-an-hour winds either.
I wish I'd known you was going to do mine.
You know, I didn't call. I came by here 2 or 3 days in a row.
Your arm. What'd you do to your arm, brother?
Limbs. Just
My goodness.
down there with that torch. Yeah, I'd like to burn that right there, but I was just scared that it'd get over there on you, and it would have. You know, that section right there?
Yeah.
But once I get this burned, if we get a good north wind, I can light it on your side. It'll burn right here again. You know, it ain't hurt nothing being like that. It just cleans it up a little.
I'm surprised. Did they give you a permit today with this wind?
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Good. The wind that wasn't blowing like this when I started, it's just really picked up just now. It was blowing that way the whole time.
It's like you can hear it grumbling.
I was already burned on the other side. It can't go much further than you burn out. To the other side behind it. Went over, I lit it here and got it back 10 yards off the line.
Uh-huh.
Then I went over there and lit it. It was coming this way. Now both fires are sucking to each other.
How often do you have to do this, Glenn?
I burned about every 2 to 3 years. It's
Okay.
plenty of pine. When before you harvest them, you know, before you ever harvest any.
You got to go through and thin here pretty soon?
No, not so. 5 years maybe.
Okay.
Like that.
And that's, when you thin now, that's basically pulpwood, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And what is
Really
that?
good
Like
chipping saw out of it.
$2 a ton or
No,
something?
It's more than that. It was up to $10 or $12. I don't know what it is now. Chipping saw. Now, when I cut my timber on the place last year over there, some on this place back over there, I got $58 a ton and mixed chipping saw and saw timber all together.
Wow.
But the prices fell out since then.
Yeah. Got to catch it at the right time.
Yeah, luckily I caught it at the right time for that. Really, the price went down on my last little 20 acres I cut. They didn't give me much for the last 20 acres, even though I had a contract, but they fiddled around, cutting it till the finally contract run out, then they come in and cut it. So they out to screw the landowner. You know, we ain't got no
Oh, yeah. They're always trying to screw us somehow.
taxpayer. Maybe Trump's gonna straighten ass out. It sounds like he is. Don't
He
it?
sure is.
It's
All right.
fine anyway.
All right, boys and girls, I just woke up in Georgia. We are under siege.
Somebody they'll call the law to you over here. It ain't getting your house now. He's burned out 10, 20 yards or all the way around this head of pine.
I wasn't worried about it, Glenn.
I kept looking for you and didn't see you. Did you put up another solar panel thing up there? You
Yeah.
always had the one in the front.
Yeah,
Panel.
yeah.
You know, my son's got some over there. He's got 24 panels over there. He put up himself. Got a fella come help him hook them into the system. And
Is he using microinverters or
don't ask me now.
the way I decided to do it was there's two different ways basically. You got microinverters, which means there's an inverter on each panel. Or you can do a central inverter.
I think it is central.
The only problem with that I didn't like is the fact that if one of your panels goes down, shuts it off.
Well, I don't know. You ought to go over there and talk to him one day.
Yeah.
He'd probably really love to talk to you, but he's seen your stuff here.
Because when you hook them up with the central inverter, they have to be hooked in series.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
So as soon as one goes down, it quits producing
I cut
power.
about 30 pines out. He put it in a pan of pine thicket like this, come off. I cut about 30 pines out for him as you put it there. It's on the ground next to his barn, about here to your house from his house.
I'm going to have to start upgrading, to be honest with you, Glenn.
Really?
My first set I put up in 2012, right before I went to the Middle East. And like 6, 7 of them have already crapped out on me.
Really?
Yeah. So don't ever believe that 30-year crap they tell you.
Oh yeah. He's pretty knowledgeable of that kind of stuff, I guess. He's way more than I am anyway. Yeah, they catching hell out there in California. I done caught it. I think they about got it under control now.
Well, yeah, they got some rain. Now they're going to get...
Why don't anybody want to live in California? You got earthquakes. One thing they ain't got is volcanoes.
Well, now wait a minute. There's fixing to be one up there in Oregon.
Yeah, that ain't California though.
The good thing is it's underwater, so it's not going to hurt nothing.
I ride around through that drip torch in the damn vine to catch me, and I walked out through the middle and cut it through the middle one time.
Well, like you said, though,
See,
Glenn.
They ain't burned this in 10 years.
Has it been that long?
Yeah,
I know it's been a while.
It's been at least that long.
Because one of the times when, I think it was back when Bill was doing this, I burnt mine at the same time he did, and that's been years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm always concerned about that, you know.
Well, I was concerned about it getting over there on you too much, but it looks like it's perfect.
Nah. You ain't got to worry about me.
I wasn't worried about the fire, I was just worried about the smoke.
Yeah. The only thing my wife was upset about is we had to take her clothes in.
Well, they ain't really getting on over there now about me a while ago.
Because I told her, I said, baby, I said, get all the meat out of the freezer. She said, why? I said, we're going to carry it over to neighbors and smoke it.
Hopefully it'll rain tomorrow and, you know, animals will come right back in here.
Yeah, well, that's what my wife said. A bunch of the birds come over here onto these trees, owls and stuff. So, this is what burning looks like, guys, when you do it responsibly. Burn your property off to keep the amount of fuel down to a minimum. This is the way it's supposed to be done out west, guys. But a bunch of politics get in the way, and they just let it burn everybody's homes down.
They've about got us under siege here, same way.
Really?
You have to call and get a permit. The wind's got to be blowing just right. If you're too close to a highway, no, you can't burn. I got 19 up there. See, I hardly ever get a permit if I want to burn on 19.
Because it'll obscure traffic or whatever?
They say it will, but I've burned it 5 or 10 times, 5 or 6, 8 times since I've owned it, and I've never got smoke on the highway. One day I went up there, the fire department had to put my fire out. I said, wait just a minute, I lit that fire on purpose. Y'all don't put it out. It would burn on the right of way just a little bit.
Yeah.
Way down in
Oh my goodness.
They put it out.
Man, you're lucky that you didn't have to.
That's all they do is clean your litter up. Y'all won't pick up.
Yeah, you're lucky that you didn't have to. What do they call that? To something that?
See, it's done made it now. It's out.
Oh yeah, man, it moves so quick.
Well, I had the other side burnt too.
Oh, okay. So you had it burning into each other.
You're not really supposed to build a circular fire. It'll get hotter, but that's okay. Then these long leaves, you can't hardly burn them up.
These are long leaves?
Yeah.
Oh, you got the good ones then.
Oh yeah.
It's none of that junk pine. This is the lumber pine.
Well, all of them are pretty good, but longleaf's the best, but it's the slowest growing.
Yeah, that's the bad thing.
They paid so much acre per year to plant them.
You and I will probably never see it.
Now, I got 8 more years, I think, to be in that program on this. Now, I got 100 acres on the other farm I had across the other side of it. I already had 100 acres. It came out of the program, and I took it out. They offered me to re-sign it back up, but hell, I can get way more pine straw than I can putting in the program.
Are you serious?
Yeah. They'll give me a 5-year contract, $200 acre on pine straw.
Holy smokes.
They'll give me that $78 acre to not do, and you can't pine straw it when you do nothing with it.
Isn't that amazing how their stupid rules?
So I got 100 acres that's out that they pine straw last year. I got 100 acres over here that.
200 an acre?
Right, yeah. I get 150 the first year. They come in there and clean it up. They spray everything under it, kill everything under it. They pile all the sticks up and get them out. Then they bale the hay. So next year they pay 175 the next year. Then the 3rd, 4th, and 5th year they pay 200.
Wow.
I got a 5-year contract.
Good for you.
an acre.
Now it's only 5 years?
Yeah, because after that I'm gonna need to thin them, and that'll be well. I could probably hold it out another year or two and get another couple years out of it if I wanted to.
Okay. Because I'm thinking, hey, the bigger they get, the more you get, wouldn't you?
Well, you start the trees, you start losing trees instead of getting pine straw. You know, you need to give them some room to grow.
Yeah.
And
Limited
I'd
resources.
really rather have a little thick under them anyway. I ain't got this to make pine straw. I got it for hunting. I like a little cover out there.
Yep. There you go, guys. The beauty of man and nature together.
I used to like to burn at night. They won't let you do it now. Can't burn at night. That's the best time to burn.
Because it's the calmest.
Right. They won't let you burn at night. You're supposed to have the fire out by 6 o'clock. They ask you, can you have the fire out by 6 o'clock? Oh, yeah. Whether you can or can't.
Right.
Maybe a little fire or two out here,
I'm glad I got to see you, though,
yeah,
Glenn.
I am too. Did you go off this week? You said you were going overseas or something. Have you been yet?
It's going to be in the next week or two.
Oh, really? All right. Where are you going?
Asia. Don't know for sure. We're going to start in the Philippines.
What, is your wife from there?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, got some. Know what you're doing. You ain't going nowhere blind.
Oh yeah. Well, I was over there 40 years ago in the military.
Yeah.
So we're going to start in the Philippines. May go to Singapore, Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia. We're just going to make a trip of it.
I believe you are.
That's the good thing about being retired. I don't have to worry about some butthole telling me when and
I've been
where I got
retired
to be.
7 years and I've enjoyed it.
Huh? Brother, what are you talking about? I filed for my Social Security yesterday.
Well, I got my Social Security when I was 62.
Me too.
I didn't wait on that.
Life is good. Yeah.
My wife waited. She was 62. She lived 3 months after she got it.
Exactly.
And then I don't get hers. They give it to the niggers. I get whichever's the cheapest, mine or hers, whichever's the highest.
Here it is.
I applied my Social Security time I was eligible. But anyway, you got family out in California?
Yeah. I got a sister out there.
She wasn't in the fire, was she?
Not yet, and hopefully not. She's further down towards San Diego. Most of those people in the fires, a lot of them were the rich, uppity folks. And I
can't believe it burnt right down the coastline like that.
I couldn't believe it burnt people's houses on the water.
That's what I'm talking about, on the coastline. People had waterfront property there and it burned them slap up.
Well, when you don't have water in your reservoirs to fight fire, it has a tendency to work out bad.
Seemed like that wind would have been coming offshore and it would have blown the fire away from them houses instead of to it, doesn't it?
You would think. But it's California.
Yeah.
Well,
when you call get a permit, they tell you which way the wind's blowing and that kind of stuff, which they told me it's going to be blowing out the southeast, and it basically is, And we're supposed to get rain tomorrow afternoon, so that'd be just right.
Yeah, perfect. I really thought that it would burn longer. I remember the last time they burnt, man, it went for a couple days.
Well, there may be a little fire in a stump.
Yeah.
Right there, Once it rains and settles all that muck so it don't fly all over you, I'll probably come here and mow the road, the middle's out, kill all the stems down with it.
No Insta, zestful.
What?
Somebody asked if I was on Instagram. Nope. No Insta, no tac.
Yeah, those are longleaf. They're about 16 years old.
So now longleaf, is that the loblolly or?
Loblolly is them right there.
Okay.
See the difference in the length of the needles on them? See the little short needles here, see the long needles on them other ones yonder?
Right.
Look down the road right there. See how long
okay.
those needles are? And a longleaf has a bud. And every one of them things has a bud right there. And they're made when fire hits them get hot, they surround that bud to protect it. These don't have enough leaves to do that.
Really?
And you'll burn these up if you put a real hot fire in them.
Well, it's kind of like, they always said if you burn pines, they've got that protection on the trunks, whereas if you do that to a hardwood,
oh yeah, kill it.
It'll kill it.
That's what I want to do is kill all the little hardwoods that's out.
Right.
We ain't coming on a little, that's okay. I got it burned off. It won't run out that man's field down there. It won't run out in your house.
Well, I sure appreciate.
I had my rototiller yesterday. Hooked up. I rototiller. This old grass was trouble now.
I appreciate you thinking about us, brother. But you know, we live in the country, and that's just what we do.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, if you need anything while you're going out of town, you ought to get my number. And if you need somebody to come check on something, I'll be glad to do it.
Okay.
You know, I don't know.
Well, the good thing is, I think you pop around here.
Well, I do come around
regular,
often,
so
but, you know, I don't get out and walk over there.
I already spot.
What kind of boat you got on the other?
Oh, that's just a little skill craft or something.
You don't hardly ever use it?
Lying to you. Small, 15, 25, something like that.
Stick steering or regular console steering or what? I mean, like a steering wheel? Or you do it with a tiller back there on a motor?
No, it's not on the motor.
You got a stick steering up front?
Maybe. Been so long, I don't even remember.
You ought to sell that. I'm looking for a little boat like that.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you'd want to piddle with it. I know the motor's old.
Yeah.
Because the guy that worked on it when I bought it, you know, they always got to be worked on. He
setting them up's the worst thing you do for them.
He said he can remember when he first started working on them things, back when they came out, when he started working on boats 50 years ago.
Huh.
So, I mean, honestly, I mean, if you was interested, all it's doing is taking up space. You know, I don't know if you want the headache now.
Well, I really want one that runs good.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Tickle with one.
That thing's, it's old school. I think it was like mid to late 60s, that motor.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like any other boat now, you know.
You set them up and everything on them goes wrong.
Yeah.
I got a boat I keep down in Florida. I went down there about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I hadn't been down in 5 months. Cranked it up, cranked right up. Took steer, couldn't get it to move. Done froze up.
Yep.
So I had to spend $500.
Uh-huh.
I was down there on Monday, called a mechanic, come out there. He came out, had ordered a part. The part came in on Friday when I was leaving Friday afternoon, so I didn't ever get to use it all week long. And had to spend $500 to fix it.
Yeah. Well, isn't that always the case?
Yeah.
You know what? You know what the definition of a boat is, right?
Yeah.
Bring on another 1,000.
This is a pretty good size boat. It's a 23 foot 8 inch.
If you're going out in that
with
big water.
Well, I just flat fish.
Yeah.
I don't go offshore in it. Now my brother-in-law's got a bigger boat there, a big hole that we'll go out and catch snapper and grouper. You know, like 10, 12 miles.
Yeah, you get 2 whole snappers.
Yeah,
My goodness.
And
That's worth that $500 you spent getting out there.
Grouper season, you can keep one.
Yeah.
And you got to be the right kind.
Right. Don't catch one of them Goliaths.
Well, I've caught a couple of them, but I didn't turn them loose. They got loose.
Yeah. That happens more often than not.
Small grouper like that coming up one day. Me and my brother-in-law and sister-in-law was looking over. By the time here come one day in Goliath group, how big is that big right there?
Got it.
Being swallowed
Yep.
on top of the water and right on top, and went down and splashed and wet us. I mean, soaked us and just stripped my drag. Finally, just come off. He just had him in his mouth.
Yeah.
Spit him out. To come back up, he had teeth rakes all over him. If that yokel weighed an ounce, he weighed 300 pounds.
Oh yeah.
He was that wide.
They're monsters.
Oh yeah. I fought one for 2 hours down there one day, and finally he came back to the wreck. We followed him about half a mile out there. He followed around, finally came back to the wreck, went right down. I had 90-pound braid on there, and I couldn't hardly break it. I had to tie it to the boat and back the boat up when he got hung in that thing.
Yeah, because they're going to try to get down into
He
something.
went right back. He made a big loop, went right back where he come from. And my son dove out there, scuba dove out there. It's only about 35 foot of water. He said, Daddy, there's 3 of them down there. One's about 300 pounds, one's about 200 pounds, and one's about 100 pounds. And that 300 pound one, when he's sitting there and opening his mouth and breathing, when he breathes, you can just feel the suction of the water coming to his mouth.
Wow.
You feel it. Now they come out last year, they said it was eating up everything on the reef, The Goliath group was eating all the small groupers and everything. So they said, we're going to give a season. They gave a season. They'd buy a permit, $50. You can catch one. It can't be under 20-something inches and can't be over 30-something inches. What good does that do?
Yeah, well, that's easy to do. I mean, when you put your bait on your hook, you put a note on there. Make sure you're between 20 and 30 if you're going to bite this hook.
Trout, trout, so you got to be between 15 and 19. You can only have one in the boat over 19. If you got 5 people in, you can only have one over 19 inches. All the rest of them have to be 15, 16, 17, or 18. They can't be over 19.
They've just went nuts with that stuff.
And then they came over to stop us one day. We was coming in, now this ain't no joke. Me, my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my girlfriend, another person in the boat. They pulled us over and stopped us. Said, y'all got any fish? Yeah, we got some fish. Let's see, looked nice here stuff. Right on top, there was a amberjack laying there about that long. He measured, he was legally said, who caught this fish? My brother-in-law said, I did. He said, that's a something. It wasn't he didn't call it amberjack. He said, that's illegal.
Amberjack?
He said, he said, that's illegal fish. I said, no, it's not. That's not an amberjack, what he said it was. I told him what it was. Because we called it trolling. You don't hardly ever catch an amberjack trolling. You mostly catch him dropping down. And we called it trolling. Anyway, he kept saying it was amberjack, and I said, no, it's not amberjack. Well, I'm going to have to give you a warning ticket. I said, no, you're not giving us a warning ticket. You need to find out what kind of fish it is. So he said, okay. So him and his buddy drove the boat out to about 200 yards and stopped and called somebody. And then about 20 minutes, we had to sit and wait on them. They come back on and said, well, we're going to let you go this time, but that is amberjack. I said, no, it's not. Or it is whatever. He said, go to Walmart and get you a book called Fishes of the Sea and tell you all different kind of fishes. You know what I told him? I said, you the one needs to go to Walmart.
Right.
You're in the business of knowing.
Right. You're supposed to know all this stuff.
You're supposed to know.
Right. All right, guys, we're going to shut it down for now. Have a good one. We'll see you later.
They heard everything I said?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's why I'm going to have to go back